Hey guys, it's Christina and welcome to our Bachelorette panel. We have a very special guest here with us today from Bachelor Nation, Lucas WhaBoom Yancey. How are you?
It's true, I can still do a little bit of WhaBoom!
Right off the bat, thank you.
When necessary.
When necessary, when it's appropriate. And of course, Jamie Blinn, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So how have you been?
I've been great.
Yeah?
Just, going along with the whole Bachelorette lifestyle.
Yeah?
You know?
What does that entail?
It was a lot crazier than what I anticipated.
Okay.
Right? But it's a beautiful ride.
Yeah.
You gotta enjoy the journey as it goes. And now I'm back to doing my comedy, my acting.
Nice.
I know, heaven forbid, there's an actor, right, that does comedy, that was on The Bachelorette, but that's what I'm doing and pushing forward with that.
That's great. How's your music career going? I know the last time we spoke,
Let's
you had
see,
your song out.
Me and Justin Bieber,
naturally,
and his new fiance. I think we're all going to do some sort of song and dance pretty soon. Yeah, no, it's exciting.
Going on tour together.
But in terms of the WhaBoom song, that's kind of at bay at the moment.
Okay.
It's still crushing it.
Yeah.
I actually did perform it during the Men Tell All, which was great, but because the Men Tell All last year got pretty intense, they actually had to cut it, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
But funny enough, the producers did say that's the first time they've actually allowed someone to do a song.
Sure, their own material.
Because there's everyone's a singer-songwriter.
It's true.
Of course, yeah. Everyone is.
Right. So at least I got the nod.
Definitely.
And
yeah, we have to, hopefully they will release that footage.
Yeah. I think it's on TMZ, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right, well, we have a lot to talk about from last night's episode. Of course, a big hometown episode, which is always one of our favorites. And, of course, we want to hear from you guys, so please send us your questions and your comments. Let's get right to it. My Bachelor buzzword from last night was almost paradise, because we are just a few weeks away from paradise,
close.
and I cannot wait. I am ready to put this season behind me. I am ready for paradise, and I'm ready for everybody that's going to be there.
Ready for the sun, the sand, Mexico.
Yeah.
People fighting, people hooking up with people, and then the next day hooking up with someone else.
Right.
Can't wait for all of it.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, I agree. How does that diddly go? It's
Almost
paradise.
Yeah, exactly. I won't sing.
Someone gets slammed with a pie.
Exactly.
I actually, am a big fan of the paradise thing.
Yeah.
Because I think it's more honest in terms of the relationships. Not saying that the other ones aren't, but you have time. You have choices.
Yes.
And it just seems like, for instance, with Raven and Adam. They're flourishing at the moment, and along with other relationships.
Yeah.
See if Tia and Colton flourish
Yes,
as well.
flourish in paradise. Yes. All right.
The Virgin, right?
Yes.
We'll get more to that later. Lucas, what was your Bachelor buzzword?
Delve into that. My Bachelor buzzword was babies and love.
Okay. How come?
Kind of a baby/love. Because everyone just drops the L word,
Yes.
like hardcore. I'm in love with you. I'm your guy. Let's just make sure that we're together and we get that $30,000 ring because, that's the name of the game.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And then, of course, there's a lot of baby talk. Like, you met this girl for a few weeks.
Minutes.
And you're
Yeah.
like, let's have some babies and in the fantasy suite. I mean, it's almost like that would be a first.
That would be a first. That is true.
It's true.
That is true. Jean?
My buzzword is 20 questions, because the parents always love to ask 4,000 questions. They play 20 questions with you, essentially. Though in the end, they basically ask the same questions. Are you going to break my son's heart?
Right.
Are you ready? Are you over Ari? Do you think he's ready? And so on.
Right. Well, it's a lot for a parent to take in, I would imagine, that you're just going on this show and you find love after 6 weeks.
I always appreciate the skeptical parents, because the ones who are like, yeah, this is amazing. I'm like, oh, you just wanted your kid on reality
100%.
TV. Like, if you're a skeptical parent, you're like, is my kid in love after 6 weeks? I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Good parenting.
Yeah, totally. What was your family's reaction when you decided to go on the show?
Oh, let's see. Stop pursuing acting. Please don't have a film crew come to our house.
Yeah.
But all in all, my grandma, who's 98 years old,
nice.
was the most excited. She was thrilled that, you know, I was on the show. She knew about The Bachelorette. I mean, and she's seen, like, episodes before. Like, I even watched it. So my family was excited. And one thing is I come from a real estate background, so we have, you know, business, kind of like how Rachel is her lawyer, you know, her dad's a lawyer, whatnot. So it's like, it gets you in that public eye, and it could, like, you know, spin off and, like, to your family and, like, make them look bad. But all in all, my dad became the Mr. WhaBoom dad.
Mr. WhaBoom dad.
That's funny.
Tammy was saying before that the hometowns are her guilty pleasure.
Me
Us
too.
Us too.
I feel like that's when it picks up.
100%, yeah. All right, so cringeworthy moments. There was quite a few last night, but mine has to go to Tia and Becca's conversation because it was just, it was awkward. So Tia basically sat Becca down and was like, you know, I went out with Colton once and I still have feelings for him. So
it's weird that even Colton's dad knew about Tia. Like, everyone's in on
everyone's
this.
dropping.
It's weird.
I mean, maybe Colton did feel very strongly about Tia and mentioned it to his parents.
But if he did, then he shouldn't have gone on The Bachelorette.
He shouldn't have gone on the show.
Right.
100%.
I'm curious because, like, Tia feels really strongly for him and keeps bringing it up to Becca. How does Colton feel?
Right.
Is he in on all of this?
Yeah. No, that's true. And I wonder how Colton feels knowing the fact that he got sent home because Tia said something.
Right. I think, again, it could all be... They were like, this is our ticket to paradise.
Ticket to paradise. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
Or ticket to being the next Bachelor.
Yeah.
I don't think
I don't know, because if he's on Paradise,
he's
I don't
on
know.
Paradise.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people from Paradise.
That's true. Nick was on Paradise and then became
Yeah,
the Bachelor.
I don't think Colton will be the Bachelor.
I don't think so
Once
either.
I would be surprised.
I mean, Ari became the Bachelor from like 9 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, he was a 10th round draft pick. They just needed someone. They didn't have anyone.
It was the final hour.
Yeah, it was literally like hours before.
Right. Need somebody. Lucas, how about you? What was your cringeworthy moment?
Initially, it was Garrett scratching his ears. I think the guy's kind of full of crap a little bit. But I do have to go with your cringeworthy moment as well.
Yeah.
The Tia, Colton, that whole thing, like, did we sleep together? Did we not?
Well, he's a virgin, so I don't think they slept together.
But what, you know, what does that mean? Like, come on, like, I'm not gonna, I can go into what that means, but we had a girl at my school that wasn't a virgin, technically, because there was other things that were done with, you know, between her and a guy, so that made her not a virgin. So, you know, 26-year-old guy, football player, hard to believe.
Yeah, you know, you're not buying it.
I mean, Tia doesn't look like she's doesn't have sex with men.
Oh, Jesus.
No offense to that, but I think that.
Well, they only did go out once, so maybe, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it was just like
they have a strong connection. I'm sure they talked for a while beforehand.
I'm sure they did too. Jamie, how about you?
Mine is actually we will play this one. Mine is Colton asking Chris Harrison a very important question about next week.
What's going on? I know that next week is Fantasy Suites. Right. And I think something that Becca and I have talked about in the Bahamas was the fact that I'm still a virgin. Okay. And what I'm assuming happens in Fantasy Suites, I guess I just want to know sort of what the expectations are.
Are you saying you were worried about being intimate with Becca?
At this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main thing is as long as you and Becca are on the same page and have been, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
How you choose to handle that as a man, as a couple, how Becca chooses to handle it, that's up to you. That's kind of the whole point of it.
This was cringeworthy on so many different levels too, because he's said before that he's like never talked about this, and now like everybody knows.
Everyone. It's like it's literally he went from never talking about it with anyone. Now the entire world knows, and it's all he wants to talk about. Like he brought it up with his parents, talked about Becca. I'm sure the guys now know. He's talking about it with Chris, who never shows up. So Chris now needs to know about it. And it's funny because it's like, you know what happens in the fantasy suite, and you know that you're not forced to do anything you don't want to in 2018. So like, calm down.
Calm down.
Asking for more airtime about your virginity.
Yep.
Right. I do think you made a point one time about how this, you know, he talks about his virginity, but the producers, of course, have to get involved and be like, look, you got to bring this up.
Right, yeah, it's his storyline.
Right.
But don't bring it up, you know, on the first few episodes. You know, let's
wait.
Let's throw him the curve at the end and really get people more engaged.
Totally, yeah.
I think they should do a test of some sort to see if he's actually a virgin. I don't know, can you do that with men?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I thought Chris handled, this was also my best line spinning into that, because I thought Chris handled this very well.
Yeah, Chris was like, you don't have to do anything you don't want to.
Yeah, he was like, what did he say? Chris is like, are you talking about being intimate with Becca? Like, yes, I am.
Chris has not had to have this conversation since like season 1 when they were like mapping out the show for viewers. Now he's like, this is not my job
anymore.
Not my
job, yeah. Stacey saying Garrett or Blake. A lot of fans are saying Garrett right now. Jennifer says Team Garrett. I think a lot of people think Garrett might take this one home.
You know, last night I went into it really no favorite. I was just like, anyone can win.
Right.
I love Jason.
I like Jason too.
He's adorable.
He is adorable.
I liked his date, and on top of that, I love the fact that, little known fact, his family rented out that house in Buffalo. They don't live in Buffalo anymore.
Oh, really?
Reality Steve was tweeting about it. So he lives in Seattle, and his family moved to South Carolina.
Oh my God,
but he
that's
grew
so
up
funny.
in Buffalo, so they like rented a house in Buffalo.
That's hysterical. Well, I mean, it's his hometown. He's got to bring her home.
He's the only person ever excited about Buffalo.
Yes.
That was the whole like buffalo wings.
Yeah,
the buffalo wings.
Yeah, they have buffalo wings.
And he rented out the place supposedly, so it's not even his place. And then
Right.
I noticed that Becca actually scarfed down way more wings than he did.
Yeah,
Right.
good
You guys see that?
wings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
no,
the first
she
time I
was
think anybody
crushing
from
it.
The Bachelor has ever eaten on camera.
Yeah,
so.
probably.
I
Yeah.
love Becca, by the way.
You do? You're a fan?
She's great.
I think there's people that said, oh, she's this, she's that. I think she's very sexy. She's good looking. She's fun. She's almost like being like, guys, snap out of it. Like, give me like some entertainment here.
Yeah.
Like she needs to be pushed a little bit because I feel like she has this like energy that's kind of inside, that's fun and jovial, and it's like kind of like, as my dad would say, you know, squeezing blood out of a turnip. You know, she can't even, like, she's like, come on, guys. Like,
Right.
She has a lot of personality. She's very outgoing.
Yes.
Snap out
No,
of it.
totally. Yeah, more Team Garrett's from fans, so a lot of people seem to be on Garrett.
What
Okay.
about Blake? I thought Blake was such a nice guy.
I like Blake too. He seems sweet.
I'm indifferent towards him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a little plain.
Yeah, he's a little plain.
Really vanilla.
Yeah.
It's fine. Don't grow on me.
Yeah. Lucas, what was your best line of the night?
Actually, it was a line that was insinuated.
Okay.
Now, I know everyone's Team Garrett, but, oh, sorry, everyone's Team Garrett.
Yep.
He's fine. Colton says in his head that I believe, I'm in love with you, right?
Yeah.
But I'm having sex with Tia.
See, I feel like that puts Tia in a weird
Right.
position, but I think Tia generally likes him and he genuinely likes Tia. I don't think he's just like hooking up with Tia as like a hot
No.
piece of ass.
I agree with you, but you don't say I love you, you know, to this girl when you're hooking up or, you know, whatnot with
Well,
somebody else, right?
I mean, he was with Tia months before
Right, in, like,
this
December,
happened.
and Becca's
And I
still
mean, you
engaged
know,
to
from being on
Ari.
the show, I'm sure your emotions are really heightened from the weeks that you spend with somebody. So maybe he did find feelings for Becca as well. Because, I mean, at that
Yeah.
point, Tia wasn't really in his mind. He didn't
And
know
also,
that he was going
like,
to Paradise.
you're so focused on Becca, and it's like it's all you're thinking about because there's no TV, there's no books or anything, so he's just thinking about Becca, so he kind of forgets about Tia.
Yeah, because you're like in that
in that
world.
bubble.
But then Tia comes back and says that I have feelings for Colton still.
Yeah, and so Becca felt uncomfortable because it was her best friend being like, I have feelings for him, so she felt uncomfortable being like in the middle of it, and
Yeah.
so she thought she would give them a chance. And clearly Becca has stronger feelings for some of the other guys, so she was like, I'll let Colton go.
Right. It was a nice
That makes-
friend move.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Good
that,
friend
made,
move.
that
Yeah.
made perfect sense to,
Yeah.
to let him go. It's too much drama.
Too much
and
drama,
you
way
gotta-
too much drama.
gotta cut the
Shelley
fat.
is saying, I feel very different about Becca after last night. How so, Shelley? Angela, Dawn, and Sharon are saying Jason, so they agree with you.
Yeah, Jason's hot, you
Yeah.
guys.
I feel like he came out of nowhere, too.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't remember him from the past 6 weeks. But he came in hot last night, came in strong on the ice rink. I was like, get it, Jason. Looks exactly like Joey from 10 Things I
He
Hate
really
About
does,
You.
yes.
I can't look at him without saying, Bianca, I have a nose spray commercial in the morning.
Yes. This was also your best line, right? We're going into
Going
yes.
into my
Yeah.
best line goes to my two new favorite people from Bachelor Nation, would be Jason's brother and his brother-in-law, and just kind of them giving their love advice, so you can check this out.
And what are you waiting for? There isn't a lot of runway left here, you know?
That's a good point.
There's a finite number of moments you have to to truly express how you're feeling, and you have to make sure you take advantage of that.
That's a good point.
So cute.
I love that. And so, you know, like how every season they have like former Bachelor and Bachelorettes come give like the new star like tips. I want these guys to come in and be like, this is what you need to do to find love. Like they are so great.
They are great. A lot of people were saying on Twitter last night that Jason's brother looks like Darren Criss.
He does.
So it's like Darren Criss and Joey from
Andrew Keegan.
Yeah, Andrew Keegan.
Famous family.
Famous family.
Yeah, they could. I mean, they'd probably be better starting a podcast than most of the guys that are going to be, you know, starting their podcast.
Right, that's true. That is true. I would listen to that podcast.
I would too.
Totally.
But I do agree with you that Jason is kind of this Italian stallion type of deal.
Yes, he is.
Scarface meets The Godfather,
Right.
but like really nice guy. You know. So I agree. I think he's a very good dude, but I don't think he's the right fit for Becca, but overall I think he's
I don't know if I don't really see him being there at the end.
I like him though.
I like him though. Maybe he can be the next Bachelor.
I'd
Who
be
knows?
fine with that.
Yeah.
That's a stretch, I would
It's
say.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, top 3. I mean, he made it pretty far.
That's
so
true.
We'll see. We'll see.
Sean Lowe is top 3.
Yeah. So he says, love Jason, but think Garrett will win. Blake will be the Bachelor. Could be.
I don't know if Blake can hold his own for 10 weeks.
I don't know either.
He's
I feel like I don't really know
material.
him.
Yeah, well, you also don't really know Becca going into this, so you
That's
never
true.
know.
That is true.
Something bombshell could happen where we see Blake's personality shine through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Blake actually comes from this very broken family, like real, not just like divorce or these sob stories that come around. But his mom was sleeping with these other people, around town. I had a friend like that in middle school, and it was very difficult for him.
Sure.
I think Blake's very guarded. I think he's very sincere. I think there's a lot more to him that you don't see.
That's true.
I think we've just seen his nice side and him being very genuine. But I do think that he would be a very fun bachelor of sorts.
Yeah.
Once you kind of WhaBoom it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So you gotta push it.
Totally. No, I like him. I like him. All right, let's give out some roses. I have a few. I know that you're not a big fan of Colton, but I enjoyed him last night.
I just think there's something shady about him.
There is something a little bit shady, but they went to the children's hospital, and that was really
great,
sweet.
yeah.
And at least he is being honest and open about his feelings, about his virginity, and how this is, it's a big deal. I mean,
I think it's like he's so open, you're like, how much of it is true?
Genuine,
Like when people are so open, you're like, is it genuine or are you trying to be on TV? It's hard to it's a fine line.
Definitely. And Jamie, we also agreed on this. The parents, loved
Killed
Blake's
it.
mom, loved Colton's dad.
Right.
I thought, like you were saying before, that they asked really good questions.
They were all skeptical. They were like, are you going to break my son's heart? And they were really looking after their kids, which I kind of appreciate, because sometimes you have parents who are like, go off and marry him. Just do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you're fine.
yeah. I liked Colton's dad bringing up Ari, being like, you've opened up about your past relationships and you've opened up about your virginity, but have you asked her anything about Ari? She was literally just engaged 2 months ago. And I was like, good for you, Dad.
No, totally.
Yeah, I think the dad was legit. Where you get that sincere kind of family moment, rather than I'm on TV, everything's great, I love you, you
That's
love
true.
me.
It's got to be so awkward for these families. So having this whole
No,
camera crew come into your house. And,
no media training, nothing.
Right, and they
haven't
all
gotten used
pretty
to
much
it.
handle it pretty well.
I would say Barbara, Garrett's mom was great. I would not cross Barbara. She's
No.
a big fan of Barbara.
Yeah, she's great. She was another one that was like, here's the deal, buddy.
Dale and Barbara.
I don't give a
Dale
crap
and
about
Barbara.
these cameras.
Yeah. No,
exactly.
yeah, they don't
They
care.
were all great.
They were all great. Shelley replied saying that Becca had strong feelings for him, and to blame his father, I lost respect. Who was she talking about?
Colton's dad?
Colton's.
Becca
Yeah, I
had
think
strong
Colton.
feelings for-
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay. Sorry, Shelley.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Good to know.
Lucas, who are you giving your rose to?
Look, I've had a lot of strong feelings for this woman.
Okay.
Many years. She's been around for, I don't know, a while. And it's going to have to be the Statue of Liberty.
Okay. How come?
I just feel she's left out.
She should be the next Bachelorette.
There's just so much love and freedom and giving. And I feel like we don't give enough back to her.
Okay.
And giving her a rose, if someone could just put a rose, on her
the torch.
crown or on the
Yeah.
torch.
Slide it
that would
in.
be just a beautiful
That would be
thing.
nice.
I think we should give more gifts, like country gifts,
Okay.
to each other.
Rather than-
France gave us that. You know, we should. I think that's cool. Like, let's give someone, I don't know, a pyramid or something. Like, let's keep
That
it going.
works. Keep it
Okay,
going.
I get it.
So no roses for people on The Bachelorette?
On The Bachelorette, I would just have to say I would give it to Becca, I guess.
Yeah.
And just the producers that just crush it, you know. I would just bouquet it, you know, like a blimp of roses falling on the whole
On
crew.
the producers,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, everyone deserves a rose.
Oh, yes. Janita is saying, wonder how Garrett will feel when picked to win, knowing what Jason is the best. Knowing that Becca said Jason is the best kisser ever. Yeah, Jeanette says they
take
sure
him to
did
the
kiss.
fantasy suite.
That's
Yep.
a great. That's a great
great.
thing that someone could say about you on national TV.
Yeah.
If they say you're a bad kisser, no dates for you.
No dates for you.
But in general, I would say like
That's a good
awesome.
thing. You want somebody to say that.
Yeah.
Totally. All right, Jean.
All the parents, as we discussed, for
Okay.
being concerned about their sons. Tia speaking up, I think she got a lot of backlash for coming on, but like it takes a lot to speak up like that. She had to speak her mind. I give her some credit. Jason for being hot, and Colton's Charity gets my rose because that was a really cute moment.
It was a cute
I think we should
moment.
just ended the episode there.
Right. Yes.
Nothing else.
Nothing
Just
else.
Stop right there. It was
No,
a really
it-
great moment. You can donate to his charity. It's called. If you type in Colton's Charity on Google, I forget what it's called.
You'll find it.
You will find
it. No, he does seem like a really
He's a
genuinely
good
good guy.
guy.
I do see him, like, if Paradise didn't work out, like, maybe he could be the
But can we
Bachelor.
also
I don't
say how
know.
he had like 50 people for his hometown date? He was like, here's my mom, my dad,
Right.
my fake cousins, my brother, my sister, some other brothers and sisters I picked up on the corner.
Yep.
I was like, narrow it down.
Narrow it
Not
down.
everyone
Yeah,
needs to be
he's
here.
like, you're about to be 18 people.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know
Have fun with
anyone's
that.
name. You're looking at your name, Colton.
Right, yeah, seriously. All right, pack your bags. I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm going to go with Tia. I just
I like
feel,
Tia.
I understand why she said it. I feel like she should have said it earlier on.
I agree. I don't know if she definitely knew of her feelings early on
Maybe.
or didn't know that they had such strong, like a strong connection. I'm also just a Tia fan.
I am a Tia fan, but I don't know. I'm like so torn about this. Like I understand like you want to tell your best friend like how you
Right.
feel and you want to be happy for them and like if you're both in love with the same guy, which wouldn't be the first time since they both dated Ari.
Right.
It's true. But I think that like maybe she didn't realize like they had a strong connection early on.
She probably
did
didn't think it
come
was
on,
gonna get that
week
far.
3.
Yeah.
Right.
Or actually it was like week 2 or the producers were like, don't say anything, hold on to it, and she was like, great.
Yeah, no, that's
Right.
true.
So
that's
then she had
true.
to like watch it back. So
Yeah.
I don't know how Tia feels.
That is true. What do you think about this?
I agree with you
Mm-hmm.
saying that Tia should pack her bags. Although I think her bags are already packed, right? I mean,
To Paradise,
so
yeah.
she just showed up to say
Stir the
that
pot.
to Becca and be like, "Look, stay away from my man,"
Right.
type of deal. So Colton packed his bags, right? So that was fair. And I think in general, packing the bags for Tia and Colton worked out well. And
Yeah.
let's see how that flourishes
In Paradise, yes. Who else are you giving your
and the basketball coach,
in the best? Who's the basketball?
or some guy that the mom slept with.
Jason's basketball
yeah.
coach.
Yeah, pack all those
Pack all
guys'
the
bags and get rid of
bag
them.
them all.
Yeah.
And then, do you have anybody else that you're sending home? No,
Oh.
you good?
Sending home,
Yeah.
in general, I think out of the 3, I would send home Jason.
Jason?
Even though he's
I like
a great guy. I would say
You just don't see him going to the end.
just to be, correct in how I feel. I think that he would have to pack it out.
Definitely.
And go to Buffalo to that fake restaurant that he owns or something. But overall, yeah, good guy, but pack it up.
Not for Becca.
Yeah.
Jamie?
High school. Congratulations, Blake. You are cool. You are like 28 now. You gotta move on. Like taking her back to your high school literally was just like, look how cool I was.
Right.
Congratulations.
That was
Again.
like Jordan taking JoJo back to the high
Yeah,
school.
Jordan, hometown hero. It's okay.
That's true.
But again, congratulations, Blake. You were popular in high school. That was like maybe 10 years ago. It is time to move on. There are better things out there than when you were awkward and 16.
It's true. That is true.
Well, I think he was being vulnerable there, right? It was like,
Yeah, I mean, it
this is
got
my
better.
grandson.
But like
better.
when he first pitched it, I was like,
Right. You could do better, I guess.
If
yeah.
you were to go to a hometown date, what would you plan?
I I would plan something, you know, in my hometown, right? We'd go horseback riding,
That's nice.
and we'd go to Monterey Bay probably, and maybe go to Mavericks and look at the big wave surfing.
That sounds like fun.
I would go to the DMV because that's where you really see how people handle stress.
It's true.
I'm dead serious. There's also a DMV in my town. That's like all I can think of.
Yeah, there's like one stoplight in my
I was
hometown,
gonna say.
so it's not much.
You
We
could probably-
live, we can go.
DMV.
We can go to the movies.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Ride
Shop
around
right.
in Uber, you know, for a few
Yeah.
hours.
But you really see how people handle stressful situations when you're at the DMV.
It's very true. Janine is saying that Tia humiliated herself. Oh, I don't know if she
Oh, that's
humiliated. I
harsh.
know. Way harsh.
She put herself out there. Leave
She did.
Tia alone.
She did put herself out there. Her facial expressions, though, when Becca was like talking about the hometown date,
She was just like you could tell, like, but you could tell they were like genuine feelings based on like how uncomfortable
That's
Tia
true,
was.
because I don't think she's that good of an actress,
No.
so I don't think that she'd be able to pull that off.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, so we're down to our final three. Who do we think she is going to end up with?
Garrett.
Garrett.
As much as I'm a big Team Jason girl, like I think
Yeah.
you can just tell the connection between her and Jarrett. Garrett is very genuine and real.
I think so too. They like the outdoors.
They're
they
more
like to hunt
comfortable together.
Yeah.
Also, he looks exactly like her ex-boyfriend. So.
He does. He does. He does
So you
look
never
like the
know.
ex-boyfriend. So we'll see. Lucas?
Yeah, I think Blake is the best choice, right? Just overall. Now, I don't think he's enoughness for Becca. So Garrett's kind of the in-between of the Jason and the Blake. So it's almost like when she talks to Garrett, he's like, I guess, you know, this is happening.
Right.
Lesser of two evils.
Sure.
They're both good guys. It's just an expression,
Totally.
right? So in my opinion, I guess she's going to go with Garrett. And I think
so.
Blake, unless he snaps out of it in the next few days on the show and shows him more of himself, that he doesn't have a chance.
Well, we shall see. We have a couple more episodes. What was the next week's Fantasy Suite? And then we got Men
Fantasy
Tell All. And then the big finale.
And
so
then
we're
we're in
almost there.
Mexico.
And then we're in Mexico. Yes, Raina says Blake and Garrett forever. Yes, we'll have to wait and see. Lucas, thank you so much for coming by and talking Bachelorette with us. It was a lot of fun. Jamie, thank you as always.
Thank you.
And for much more on The Bachelorette, make sure you head on over to usmagazine.com. We will see you guys next week. Bye.